Hi, I'm Ricky Young with your daily government report. The State Water Resources Control Board has proposed new ways for people to cut back on water consumption given the drought. Bit of a dry subject here for a dry summer. Michael Smolens, our politics editor, is here to tell us all about it. Michael, what are they proposing?
Well, Ricky, what they're talking about is for the first time mandatory restrictions on outdoor water use. Of course, as we've reported time and again, that's really where most of the water is used in California. And it's focused on residential use. What it could mean is limiting residences to up to a maximum of 2 days a week watering their lawn. Now, that's a big change because there's no restrictions right now. Some other things it would do, it would make basically illegal doing things, watering more than 2 days a week, washing your car with a hose without turning the hose off, without having a nozzle. These would be finable offenses. They could fine you up to $500 a day for various offenders. Now, there's going to be a lot of flexibility. Cities that have mandatory ordinances that say restrict to 3 days, they'll be allowed to keep that 3 days. And similarly, that on the fines, certain offenses, they can warn people, they can do graduated fines, but the state provides sort of guidelines. But this will be mandatory from the state.
I do think of these as more of a city thing. But the state has authority to do this statewide, even with charter cities, for instance?
Yes, they do. But like I said, that what they have to do is that if there are laws in place, for instance, the city of San Diego has enacted voluntary restrictions. They have in the wings, as part of that ordinance, mandatory restrictions. So on their own, the city could have said, we're going to require you to do this. So those cities that have those get to follow their ordinance. So the state can't, supersede that. But what it will require the cities to do, if they haven't enacted those mandatory restrictions, they'll have to do it. And that's where they get the flexibility.
What about business and of course, the big user, agriculture?
Well, they are pretty much held harmless on this. Of course, on the watering would affect the businesses and, the landscaping and stuff like that. But they kept the farms out of this because the farms really have taken it pretty hard in cutbacks during this whole drought. They've hit the Central Valley a lot harder than certain cities and stuff like that. So they figure this is a first good step. If this all comes to pass and people behave the way they're supposed to and follow this, they say they could save enough water for as many as 1 million homes over the next dry season. So that's a lot of water just on these restrictions. Now, some think that they could go more tough, but they believe this is a pretty strong step for right now.
All right. Well, a reminder to our viewers, this is only a proposal. It's coming before the board next week. Michael, I know you'll keep us on top of that. Thanks for coming and thanks for watching.